Hello and welcome back to the second part of section 1.2. Today we're still going to be looking at the order of operations. To add on to what we did in section part 1, today we're going to look at the inequality symbols again. Okay, remember that this inequality symbol here means is greater than, and this inequality symbol means is less than. And we would use this in cases of something like 5 is greater than 2, or we could say 6 is less than 23. So these symbols just kind of give us a way to compare two numbers. So in your homework, what you're going to notice is you're going to be given problems that look similar to these, where you're going to have to use your order of operations to simplify each side. And then we're going to have to use either a greater than, a less than, or an equals to symbol to complete each statement here. So let's go ahead and look at example 6. So if I look at number 33 of example 6, it says 15 times 3 minus 2. So based on order of operations, I have to do my multiplication first. And if you can't remember, go ahead and just write that PEMDAS down at the top of your paper. So 15 times 3 is 45. When I subtract my 2, I end up with 43. Then I'm going to come over here to this side, and I can see that I have 15 times the quantity of 3 minus 2. Well, remember, I have to do parentheses first. So this is really 15 times 3 minus 2 is 1. When I simplify that down, I end up with 15. So now what I'm left with is I'm going to compare the numbers 43 and 15. And to compare them, I see that 43 is greater than 15. So this right here would be my final answer. Again, we'll go and do this for number 34. So here I have 18 minus 6 divided by 3. Based on PEMDAS, division comes before the subtraction. So I'm going to divide 6 by 3, and I get 2. So this gives me 18 minus 2, or 16. On the other side, I do have the grouping symbol again. So with my grouping symbol, I have 18 minus 6 first. 18 minus 6 is going to give me 12. Then I'm going to divide that by 3, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So now I'm looking at 16 and 4 to compare. And again, 16 is greater than 4. And this right here would be my final answer. If you think you have the concept down, go ahead and pause the video and try these on your own. Otherwise, we're going to work these out here real quick. So for number 35, I have 8 plus 12 divided by 4. I'm going to do the division here first. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then I'm going to add that to my 8. Then I'm going to go ahead and continue to simplify, and 8 plus 3 is 11. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at the other side, and I can see I have a set of parentheses. So parentheses are going to have to be done first, and I have 8 plus 12, which is 20. Then I'm going to divide that by 4, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. So now when I compare these two numbers, I can see that I have 11 here and 5 here. So 11 is going to be greater than 5. Likewise, when I look at number 36, I have 22 minus 7 times 2. The 7 times 2 I have to do first because multiplication comes before subtraction. So I end up with 22 minus 14. And this will give me 8. Now when I look at the other side, I have a quantity in parentheses, so 22 minus 7 is going to give me 15. times 2, and 15 times 2 is 30. So now when I compare 8 and 30, I can see that 8 is less than 30. So I'll put my inequality symbol in there, and this right here would be my final answer. Now for my last example, example 8 says to insert grouping symbols to make each number sentence true. So with this, what we're doing is we're looking at putting in at least one set, maybe more, of parentheses to try to come up with the end result, or what the equation is equal to. So if I look at this number 39, I have 7 plus 4 times 6. And I want this whole thing to end up equaling this 66. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to figure out where I can put a set of parentheses to get an answer of 66. So if you do just your order of operations from the very beginning, ultimately you're doing your multiplication first. So this would give you 7 plus 4 times 6, which is 24. And I can see if I solve that, this here is going to give me 31. Well, that's not right. I need an answer of 66. So that tells me I need to move my grouping symbols. So it's not going to be around the 4 times 6. I'm probably going to have to put it around the 7 plus 4. So if I go 7 plus 4, and then I multiply that by 6, because you have to keep your operations, like in this case, the addition and multiplication, in the same spot. I just can't, I'm just moving the parentheses. So now, if I try this again, I see that 7 plus 4 is going to give me 11. Then I'm going to multiply that by 6. Well, 11 times 6 will give me 66. So this tells me that my grouping symbols need to be located around the 7 plus 4, or this answer right here would be my correct. So if you want to, you can just go ahead and draw those in on the top. So now if I come down here to number 40, okay, I have 7 times 8 minus 6 plus 3. Now the more you do of these, the better you'll become. But right away, I notice that if I put my grouping symbols around the 7 and 8, I'm going to end up with 56. And then because I'm going to be adding and subtracting small numbers, I know that if I take 56 and I subtract a 6 and add a 3, that's not going to get me very close to 17. So I'm not going to put my parentheses around the 7 times 8. What I might try is I might try to put my parentheses maybe around the 8 minus 6. So if I do 7 times the quantity of 8 minus 6, and then I add that to 3. So now I'm going to simplify, and I have 7 times 8 minus 6. So 8 minus 6 is going to give me 2 plus 3. Then I have to simplify the multiplication first. So this is going to give me 14 plus 3, and 14 plus 3 is equal to 17, and that's exactly what I wanted. So I can see that my grouping symbols are going to go around the 8 minus 6. Now for my last example, number 41, I have 3 plus 8 minus 2 times 5. When I look at this, because I want my answer to be 45 and it ends in a 45, I know I'm going to want to multiply something with a 5. So I'm going to try and put my parentheses in the front part of this problem, because I see right away if I were to group the 2 and the 5 together, 2 times 5 is going to give me 10. So that doesn't give me the 5 like I need to end up with an answer of 45. So if I try grouping the 3 plus 8 together, I end up with the quantity of 3 plus 8 minus 2 times 5. Well, order of operations tells me I'm going to have to simplify the 3 plus 8 first. So 3 plus 8 is 11, but I'm still going to have to simplify that 2 times 10, or 2 times 5, excuse me, which will give me 10. So again, that's not going to help me. Okay, so I'm going to cross this off. Now I'm going to try something different. I noticed that regardless of where I put my parentheses, So even if I put them up around the 8 minus 2, if I put them around 8 minus 2, I end up with 3 plus the quantity of 8 minus 2. And then I'm going to multiply that by 5. Well, 8 minus 2 is 6. So I would end up with 3 plus 6 times 5. Then I have to do multiplication here. 6 times 5 is 30, so that still is not going to help me. So on this problem, I'm going to have to do something a little different. Here, I'm going to try to group the first 3 terms together. So I'm going to have the quantity of 3 plus 8 minus 2. Then I'm going to multiply that by 5, and we'll see what we get. So here inside of my parentheses, I have addition and subtraction. So based on my PEMDAS, addition and subtraction are going to be done in the order that they show up in from left to right. So I'll end up with 3 plus 8, which is 11 minus 2, or 9. And then I'm going to multiply that by 5. Well, 9 times 5 equals 45, and that's exactly what I want. So I can see that my grouping symbols are going to go up around the 3 plus 8 minus 2. Now, one thing I want to make sure that you really understand, please do not erase on your homework anything. Like you can see back here, like I didn't get the correct answer right here, so I didn't erase it. I just crossed it off, and I can still read it if I need to. Same thing down here. I didn't get the right answer the first time, so I just crossed it off. Okay, and I want you to show that work. Please do not erase the work if you don't get it to work out the first time. Okay, that way I can come back and help you if you get stuck. Please let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day.